Hello, everybody. Welcome to
Hello, gamers.
it is August 26th, 2024, 7 o'clock p.m. EST. You are watching episode 41 of the DOVECOTE with Luna, aka Lapis Lunaris. Luna, please introduce yourself and say hi.
Uh, I already say hi, but okay, hi again. I am Luna. I am a TVRPG designer. I am in my day job. I am a graphic designer, mostly focused on editorial design. That is when you pretty much make brochures, newspaper stuff. It's not the kind of flashy stuff that you see in TRPGs like Mork Board, but it's my, let's say it's my specialization because it's the only thing that I seem to get work as lately. So
Hmm.
um yeah, I'm also known because I'm kind of a piece of shit on the internet. Not anymore. I've been reeducated.
You're an iconoclast. What are some games that people might know your work from?
uh Actually, none. I mean, I worked on some of them, but let's say that my track record is less than stellar when it comes to completing stuff.
Fair. Um, I think that's very
But but
valid.
but but okay, but um, my last project that I actually finished with the help of my friends Evelyn Moreau and Sofia Ramos is Goblin Mail, which is a sign for sin for Troika.
Hell yeah. Uh, yeah. Let me send that. Um, yeah. I think I've seen this before. This looks wonderful. Um,
It is real fun.
in fact, people who have watched this enough probably know if I've seen this because I wind up seeing people mention a lot of the same things because it's a small TTRPG world. Um, known for Doc is mentioning Rat Awards.
Oh, okay. So at the beginning, when I just started, I had made like a small sign. I never remember how to pronounce it. Sorry. Is it sin?
Hmm.
Uh, that was like a satire about the TRPG awards, and it's called the Lapis Lunaris TRPG Awards, literally. So, and it's a little bullshit thing. It's not like a real thing,
Hmm.
but a lot of people picked up about me with that thing, which was tongue in cheek. But I don't know. I don't actually care about it these days because, um, first of all, I was nominated to an Annie, so I'm no longer in your level. I'm far above you
Yeah,
guys.
you're huge.
Yeah, you know. No, but jokes aside, um, yeah, and with the money from that scene thing that I got on each, I used it actually to buy like 3 copies of Affinity Publisher for Latin American people. That was amazing.
Oh hell yeah.
I actually tried to pay for more of them because I had some extra money, but nobody wanted that. When I was asking people, hey, do you want a copy of Affinity Publisher so you can start making your own games? And nobody wanted it. Um, Not even like the other programs or Clip Studio. I offered everything. So I ended up donating it to the cause for a Brazilian publisher that I haven't heard from like in a long time. So I'm kind of worried, but yeah, but I think they are okay. It's just that they had floods and shit
Oh no.
in the I don't remember what area, but I think it was the south.
Yeah. It's very cool. Like that's a really cool thing to do. Like I think uplifting other folks like in LATAM is wonderful. What game were you nominated for an Annie for?
It was a short adventure called The Undead Gala for the what's the name for the setting called Vineyard RPG. It
Oh yeah.
was made by a woman called Friday, and she got me into the project because I am known for being an evil Latina clown, and the main antagonist of the adventure is a fucking evil Latina clown. So I was like perfect for it. I wrote mostly little quips and jokes for the character to say during the adventure, and I co-designed the stat block because it's mostly a 5e kobold thing, you know.
Yeah.
Um, I am not actually quite sure if it ended up being a Black Flag supplement, which is like the kobold press alternative to 5e, which is mostly like the 5e that we know already, but with some changes to make it less, you know, OGL.
Yeah, I knew Friday from back when I did start playing stuff. Back when I did like paid GMing stuff for a little bit. Um
Yeah, she's like a big GM.
yeah, pretty wild like how much she does. Good for her. But yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome. I sent them the
I
thing.
don't like people enough to do that kind of work.
I
So
found me neither.
yeah, actually, this has nothing to do with JRPGs. Actually, it has something to do with JRPGs. The reason that today I'm working in JRPGs is because I dropped out of college for a second time when I realized I can't be doing this shit. I can't be talking to all these people. I don't like people.
Mhm.
I love helping people and shit. But if I have to talk to another person for more than 5 minutes today, I am gonna go and eat the sulfuric acid from the laboratory.
Yeah, I see. I almost have the opposite problem, which is that I'm like I have a fucking bachelor's and a master's, but I can't get a job. So that's why I'm in TTRPGs. Uh,
I mean,
because I want to interact
yeah,
with people, but they won't let me. They won't let me in the
oh, fuck.
buildings.
Yeah, yeah, they don't let you in.
Yeah.
Also, I'm gonna comment a little. I think it's Doug who is saying that I pronounce uh, the word for magazine like sen, and now I think I'm gonna do it like on purpose because it sounds way better.
Yeah, no, it's good. I like it. You can say zine, zine, zin. You can say it however you want, I
English
think.
is a fake language,
Fake language,
so
fake word. I would make
okay.
a joke about doing the rest of this in Spanish, but I don't think I'm. I don't think I remember Spanish well enough to do
I
that.
mean, I don't think that I can do it either because now that I'm like in the zone for English speaking, I can't go back.
Yeah, you're
I'm not
molded.
saying that my English is any good, but now if I start talking Spanish, I'm gonna sound so drunk.
Right? Yeah. That's a thing, for sure. Like it's really hard to pivot between languages, or even just like like dialects or like
Oh
I
no, for sure.
yeah.
uh, I don't know what you want to say, but here in my region, not even in the entirety of Argentina, just in my region, which is mostly Buenos Aires, we talk what's called porteño, which means the language of the ports or well, the docks or whatever. And um, we have a like a specific pronunciation, dialect, etc. And it is pretty distinct from other Spanish forms from the region. Uh, and I usually try to be very thoughtful of how I talk in Spanish when I'm talking to other Spanish speakers, usually when I'm working, because most people I know, they come from farther up in South America, and while it's not homogeneous, there's usually more similarities between, you know, a Colombian, Venezuelan, and porteño.
Yeah.
Um, and and I have to make like this extra effort to like use to instead of boss, and pronounce certain, there's certain letters that we pronounce differently. For example, the most notable, the one that if you're talking to other people from outside of Buenos Aires, they will fucking tell you about it. They will laugh about it. Is that we pronounce the Y or double L sound as sh. So
Yeah,
something like the word rain, which is lluvia in Spanish,
yeah,
we pronounce it lluvia.
yeah.
Fuck
I've
yeah.
heard that.
Yeah, and my brother gets told every time, yeah, because he lives abroad, and he's called Shubia, Shubia. They call him Shubia and shit.
At least you're not like the
Anyway,
barbarians and like the in Spain where it's like fucking what's there's like a th thing in Spain that I fucking
oh
hate.
yeah, 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 the said sound.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
I can't even do it. I can't even do it like most of the time. Um,
The
yeah. Um, but well, what I was talking like, you know, um, I pivoted because yeah, I realized I can be doing this even if I like science. Um, First of all, that my ADHD makes it absolutely unbearable to, study for tests, and I don't want to be the annoying ADHD internet person, but I actually have it like pretty fucking hard about it. And yeah, that was my impression of Laszlo from the vampire show.
Hmm.
I don't remember the name.
I still
Okay,
haven't
okay.
watched. Oh no, I have. Yes, 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 yes.
Join the club. Okay, okay. So the thing is, I for real back then didn't have access to any sort of therapy, any sort of medication. So I was raw dogging studying for exams. So you would see that certain classes, I would have like so easy, like the best marks without studying. And then when I had to make, I don't know, to take math, for example, it ruined my life. And uh, it turns out that you cannot um, you cannot graduate if you can't do math. So
Hmm.
that was another problem, and that's why I play TRPGs where math is so not important, unless you're playing D&D, I don't know, or Pathfinder, I don't
Yeah, I really feel that because when I started out college, I was fucking raw dogging, and it was really bad. When I look back at like I think around like my senior year, I looked back at conversations from like my sophomore year, and I was like, who the fuck is this person? Like, I would never speak to someone the way that I spoke to people
know.
back because I was so burnt out. I was so anxious. I just had like a burning dread inside of myself every second of every fucking day. Uh, and so yeah, it is really hard to do academic stuff when you're not properly medicated, and when you don't have access to that. I for sure agree,
And
and
like,
hear you.
it's not, I don't want to like insult anyone's careers or anything, but I don't know if you knew, but here in Argentina, most graduate courses, most careers, you need to do like 6 years for most of things
Hmm.
instead of four. And the first 4 years, uh, coincidentally, I have 4 years in chemistry and 4 years in um, basically food science, the equivalent of food science. Um, those are the easy years, even if you can do math like me. But then it comes and you have to do the fifth and sixth, and that's where most people tend to like just get the hell out of there. I did it twice, so it checks out. Um, and I sometimes wonder what it would be. what would my life be if I was well in the United States, where many of these majors take like 4 years. I
Yeah.
Of course with less information, because here you are like graduating with the equivalent of the masters. But like, I don't know, maybe I would have like a different life path. Perhaps I will drop out anyways because I don't like working. Who knows? Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's very different. Which is interesting. I think you posted about this recently, and it's intriguing. Um, yeah. Do you want to talk about games? It's fine.
Let's talk about games, baby.
Yay.
Fuck yeah.
Uh,
Wait, let me take a sip of my Coke.
yeah, absolutely.
Fuck yes, I almost choke.
Dying for the bit of every time you drink your Coke saying "fuck yes." Um, you know, I'm realizing something about this PNG tuber that I have, which is I could so easily put like googly eyes right above your head.
Mhm.
It would look really funny. I'm not gonna do that. Um, anyways, tabletop role playing games. Uh, uh, tell me
Are
about.
they the work of Satan?
They
The
might
answer
be.
is yes.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I interrupted you because I'm a little gremlin.
No, it's allowed. What I'd love to hear. Are you working on
Good.
anything?
They want to see the googly eyes. Sorry, they want to see them.
They want to. Okay, hang on. All
The
right.
people have spoken.
I'll 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 figure this out. Uh, let's see. Can I get a good Google AI image? Yeah, this is pretty good. That's a pretty good like vector graphic.
That's my girlfriend over there.
Yay. Do I have? I don't have like an image loader in here. I should have that. Uh, da, 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 da. Whatever. It's gonna call it image. All right.
Mm-mm.
So we got these. I just
Yeah,
gotta adjust them properly.
cool. No, over my titties.
Oh yeah, sure.
No. Don't, my eyes are down here.
This is really good though.
No, keep it like this. Okay.
Okay.
I won't stop looking at them now.
Yay. this I that's true. I almost didn't do this. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. It's wonderful. All right. Um yeah, what are there any games that you're currently working on currently that you'd like to talk about?
Okay, so um let's see. You know, many people may know that I had like this big game project that got pretty much canceled, and now it's like in the back burner again. Ultra y Eterna.
Hmm.
It's gonna come out someday. I don't know when it's done. I always say I always say it like it is. It's when it's done. Sorry. Um, I actually feel sorry for Sour Muppet Games, who took the time and the effort to keep it going, but life happened. Life happened so much, especially the last 3 4 years. Um, but I think that in the end, it's gonna be better for it and for my mental health, because my mental health is being held by the thinnest of threads. So let's not make me do anything harsh, right? Anyways, um, other than that, I've been mostly like, how it is. You know how it is with TRPG people. They are always working on that heartbreaker, that
Hmm.
fantasy game that's a D&D, but it isn't D&D. Um, the one I'm working right now, because yeah, I tried multiple times and scrapped it multiple times. I Right now the title is called Hack World of Rogues, and it's like an interpretation of OSR games with a little touch of silly time games from my experience playing roguelikes like Hack and, well, Rogue, um, it's going good, but also, um, I don't think that I have the TRPG design bug in me anymore, or
Hmm.
at least for now. Uh, so the thing is, I like to work on my stuff from time to time, but I'm clearly not like a Spencer Campbell who can make beautiful games in weeks, and it's games that I would take like years to make. Um, that's not my forte, let's say. But I like to do it because, you know, I have to do something with my free time, you know.
Yeah. I
Also, yeah.
oh, sorry.
No, 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 please.
I definitely feel like I think it's really valid and admirable uh not to overly push yourself, because like I think the other factor with Spencer, right, is like uh Spencer Campbell is like, he's leaving games soon, most likely, like, or at least, he's gonna put out his last one at some point in the near future, and like, that pace will burn you out, and so I do think it's worth keeping things,
I
at your
mean,
own pace.
I personally admire Spencer, not only because he gave me a job once, but also because, yeah, I just like his work and his
Mhm.
output. And I think that the fact that he's, let's say, going away is not like for the worst. I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure that he's making the right decision. And also, how do I put it? Um, he's got like a real job, I'm pretty sure. And sometimes we just need to do the things that bring like the bacon to the table and shit. And in my case, in my case, it should be JRPG because it's the only group of people who are insane enough to give me money for me to work, and it's working out for me. I'm also why am I talking like Trump all of a
It's
sudden?
working out for
Um,
me.
it's working out for me. Fuck.
And folks, we
There's
got some
no
amazing games.
There- there's not a single fucking stream or podcast that doesn't have like a Trump impression. I swear.
Yeah.
But also this time around, I didn't do it on purpose.
Hmm.
Um, actually, I promised that I would come to this stream with a cool new accent, and I didn't get it. I'm talking with my usual accent. But okay, the thing is, um, what I was talking about, fucking Trump. Um, I have
you've
to
been you've been brain jammed. It
actually.
was about like uh people teacher RPGs are the only place where people are crazy enough to give
Okay,
you
okay, okay,
money.
okay. No, for real. Also, the thing is, here in Argentina, the peso, the
Hmm.
currency is so low compared to the dollar that even the worst of payments of rates in this industry gets me like actual livable wage. So let's say that I'm not looking forward to going back to editorial here in Argentina, paid in pesos, by the same people that voted the current president. So yeah, um,
Yeah.
yeah, I like
It's
money.
funny.
No, I don't like money. I like buying things.
Yeah, you
I
like
like hope.
surviving
Yeah, I love
and even
surviving.
thriving, perhaps.
Yeah,
We love to have a drink. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I didn't realize this before, that the artist who did some of the Ultra E Eterna work is a big Warframe fan artist. I'm a big Warframe girl, so pretty cool.
Elias. You mean Elias?
Yeah.
That's my partner.
Oh, okay, sick. Hell yeah.
That's really sick. We weren't partners back then, but you know how it is. My charm, my TRPG charisma. Roll that
Your
d20.
TTRP, your TT
My
Riz.
TTRPG. uh, there's someone mentioning Cyber 6. Fuck yes, I love Cyber 6.
Hell yeah. What was I gonna say about? Oh yeah, like games can really bring people together in a weird way, or like working on games, playtesting games. I Two of my friends, Lilith and Six, were not dating until they played Sapphic World together, which was really funny. Um, and they also like how deep should I go into this? Uh, they played characters who had like they weren't sisters, but they had a sisterly bond. And now, whenever they're on my stream, Six and Lilith will be like, "Yeah, no, we're sisters." And it's a lot. Um, Anyways,
Okay, what I'm going to say, very controversial.
mhm.
We all know that TRPGs, especially those um, with like large rule sets, are mind control. So basically, you are coercing, what's the fucking word? You're an abuser for doing
Oh
that.
yeah, I'm doing ABA. I'm doing ABA. I'm doing the TTRPG. I'm doing Severance. You've seen the video essay, right?
No, and I don't know what the hell those words are, but I
Okay.
can imagine.
I think the thing that you're referencing is that video. Well, I don't know if it's there is a video essay that is like TTRPGs are mind control because uh
Ah, no, no. Okay,
PBTA
okay. I
moves make you
think
do things that you don't want to do.
I think I am referencing the discourse that was around that video.
Yeah,
I didn't watch it because it was like long and I'm a piece of shit.
it's okay. It's bad. I need to find someone who I can talk about it with on here at some point.
I
But that
cannot defend nor deny.
fair. Yeah, I'm doing ABA. I'm basically doing psychiatry on people who play my games.
Okay, okay. You have to explain that because I can only think about IBS.
Yeah, so ABA, what is it? Is it ABA? It's not adult behavior because it's applied behavior analysis, which is a method of behavioral understanding um, that that is like really bad. And I'm trying to remember what are the exact elements of it. Um,
Okay, so basically Scientology.
yeah, it's supposed to be used to quote unquote treat autism. Um,
Oh.
yeah. Uh,
Okay. Um. Okay. I'm gonna say. Yeah. I'm not very into that.
yeah.
I just remembered where I took that from. It was from. Uh, there is this blog called Playful Boy, Idle Cartulary. I think the author is called Nova, and she wrote about how rules and not in video games, not in fucking video games, and TRPGs uh, can be like more scaffolded or can be more open, and that it doesn't matter how many rules you have, you cannot like there is no such thing as mind control, which was like this little meme that they had on Twitter, especially within certain OSR um, you know, people, because that's ridiculous. We are all fucking adults,
Yeah.
and a fucking book cannot tell us what to do, except maybe Sapphic World, because I just know that you did something very weird to get a girlfriend, I think.
No, not me. Like two people are dating because they played Sapphic World. I have not used Sapphic
Oh,
World to
I
to
I
pull.
am I misunderstood. I misunderstood.
That would
Sorry,
be
sorry.
that would be wild. Although I should do that. I should write a teacher RPG
Yeah.
that like you give to someone to like hypnotize them, but that would be fucked up.
By the way, just to clarify, because I'm the most centrist TRPG personality because sometimes I think that everyone is fucking wrong. The truth is, I know that people, when they are calling it mind control, they are being like um, hyperbole, and I just think that sometimes people get too nasty about these fucking things.
Yeah, well, okay, so let me kind of give some context here because I feel like I've said a lot of things and haven't really explained what I mean. So like the teacher or mind control thing comes from OSR spheres, then was kind of like popularized in like uh more general indie spheres by this video essay, um, as a thing to mock, right? Because this person basically goes through this argument about how like uh like Severance is a show about mind control, and ABA is a tool that
I
is
don't watch it.
used to try and like direct uh try and direct like autistic children mostly towards like specific thought patterns in very like harsh
Mm.
and like suffusive ways. And specifically it like goes for Brendan Leon Gambetta, who used to be like uh a psychiatrist or children's psychiatrist who like did some ABA stuff and then kind of renounced it, um and is like
Mhm.
trying to make this weird connection between ABA and TTRPGs, and then goes into like how Root is designed and misunderstands
Okay.
how PPTA moves work because it makes the creator argues that like because like the creator comes from the understanding that if there's a move for a thing, you can only do that thing with that move, but that's not how PBTA works. It's if you have this move, when you do this thing, the consequences will be
Oh,
more
for sure.
interesting, right? Um,
Yes, yes.
it's a suite of like more compelling and like mechanically infused kind of treatments of certain things. Um, yeah, it's cringe.
I'm gonna be the devil's advocate for 1 second and say it's a long video is essay. So my interpretation is that all essays have to come up with this kind of hard-hitting journalism type thing,
mm,
because who else is gonna watch like a 3-hour video if it isn't saying something that's at least at face value fun? Because I'm not gonna lie, again, talking like Trump, uh, that the this concept that a little book can fucking control your mind, it's pretty fucking awesome. It's
it
pretty fucking
is.
awesome.
It sounds fun. I should do some the Doctor Mindfuck Twitter account might be posting about this later. Uh, I don't have I have nothing to do with the Doctor Mindfuck Twitter account slash lies. However, anyways, uh,
Also, by the way, I'm looking at the camera. You know, you can see it. My googly eyes are up here. All my opinions, all my opinions are right, and everyone wants to hire me. It doesn't matter if you like OSR or story games. You will pay me, and you will love me,
hang on,
and I'll
wait. I
never
have
lie.
something for this.
Oh, 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 yes, yes. I know what's coming.
Yeah, hang on. Hang on. You can do this again. And I'll add some
Yes,
visuals.
yes.
Oh wait,
Let's do this.
hang on.
Oh, fuck.
I need to alter this a little bit just so it's a bit more subtle. Okay. All right. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right.
Look into my eyes. What you're seeing is Luna, and Luna is always right. Luna has the best opinions on TRPG matters, and no matter if you're an OSR or story game type people, you will hire me and you will agree with me because you're my friend. We're all friends here. Give me money.
Awesome. We've done the first official first hypno on the Dovecote. I God bless. Salute. Um, yeah. Are there any games that you are playing, looking at, thinking about, uh, that you'd like to, or reading that you'd like to tell folks about that you think are fun or interesting?
Okay, the thing is, I am um what's the word? I am guilty of doing the thing that designers do,
Hmm.
except that I don't design. I read a lot and I don't play at all.
That's okay.
No, but the truth is, when it comes to playing, I can easily extract fun from any sort of fucking game, because being around friends and um, playing characters and backstabbing each other, maybe getting to fuck your friends in a fantasy setting, it's pretty awesome, and I always have fun with that. So, um, yeah, if it's about that, then I could play fine anything. Maybe not anything, but anything. So I shit you not, and people are gonna fucking kill me about this. My most played campaign with my friends from like high school is a D&D campaign,
Fair. Allowed,
and we
I'd
have a
say.
fucking blast. But but if it was up to me, we would be probably playing something else because at the end of the day, yeah, the rules kind of fuck us over. So it's it's true what they say. You don't touch the dice because anytime you touch the dice, you have to fucking interact with the rules, and that's not cool. And also, I want to play Troika, um, simply because Golden Mail was made for Troika, and I want to show my friends what I've been working on with my friends, my other friends, my work friends, and my non-work friends. Okay, so um, and if it comes to reading, it's been like pretty thin lately because, well, I've been working a lot.
Hmm.
Working is not compatible with doing other sort of stuff. Um, and also, I think that the sort of games that interest me are not coming out usually this lately.
Hmm. What sort of stuff are
I
you
am a
interested
big
in?
I am a big graphic design head. So if I have to read a game, it has to entice me visually. And I don't mean with art. Art is usually one of those things that people use to overcompensate um, with their games. Sorry to say it, but I like to see like a book that's beautiful. Um, I don't know if that's a fetish or something.
No, it's
Books are
allowed.
doing like a lot of heavy lifting in this stream. Books are pretty powerful right now. So getting the meta and use a book.
Yeah,
No, but for
books
real,
have pages,
I,
and
I
it's
don't.
pretty cool.
And the worst part, I don't even own books physically.
Hmm.
I am not a big owning books person, but I like looking at them. So if I have the opportunity and I know people who have JRPG books, I ask for them. I try to get them as, what's the fucking word? I ask people to lend them to me because
Yeah.
I am not gonna buy this thing to not use it. I'm not that sort of person. I'm not the person that shows up uh, in tabletop videos with a fucking library of 3,000 games. I'm not the kind of person.
I've got a couple now, but my collection is fairly meager, so I can relate there. Um, yeah, that's very fair though. It is hard to read while you're working. I can definitely relate to that. Um, oh, I wanted to gesture towards something. I'm probably going to compete in this. There's a LARP contest called the Golden Cobra, and one of the sections, one of the like categories this year, is a game we are most excited to fuck. Um, and I wanna I need to I need people to submit to that, and I also need to submit to that because it's a really good bit. Um,
Works
Games you
for
want to fuck,
me.
folks. Um,
All women are queens, and all games are fuckable. That's my opinion. I'm gonna
that's
leave it later.
what game couldn't you? I'm trying to think of games that you couldn't fuck.
I mean, there's many games that you can fuck once.
That's true. Any book you can. Well, yeah, I guess you can like put it between the pages.
You know, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, no, you can fuck it
Actually, I
once.
don't. But what I mean, also what I mean with beautiful graphic design,
Mhm,
it's not flashy graphic design. I mean, Morkborg is a good example of a game that's both,
mhm.
but mm, usually, I don't know, it has to like stimulate my fucking designer brain. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like there's a lot of things that are conflated in JRPGs because it's such a small industry, at least in the indie side, that a lot of people have this idea that, for example, graphic design for books is one thing. And the problem is when we are working in editorial, when we're working in like actual books for publishing at a big scale, we have like teams working on these things. We have a person for each step. And here in the RPGs, at least in the RPGs, we tend to mix them up, the different steps. So we expect like good graphic design to look like a very specific way, which is like well-rounded and also very, art heavy. And let me tell you from work experience, most of us don't know shit about producing art. I mean, I might be an exception because I actually like making art, but uh, I don't necessarily think that a book with a good graphic design has good art also. And
yeah,
I appreciate readability so much, which is also something that's not so common. Even I, when I designed Goblin Mail, I said, "Well, fuck it, fuck readability for a second because um, we have goblins in here." Um, but yeah, let me tell you. Let me reach 1 second. I hate when people use like double rag text, uh it's like, for example, left align text and an image doing like the text wrapping thing,
God, that
and
fucking sucks.
it's uneven on both sides. I
Hmm.
fucking hate it. You are heathens. I
Nasty.
I actually dislike text wrapping in general. I'm a terrible person too, but I dislike text wrapping. I saw like um every now and then people on Twitter bring up these old games manuals and magazines from the 2000s as examples of things they would like to see in 3RPG. And my opinion is, yeah, you would like to see that, but people like me who have like issues can't fucking read it because you put a fucking image of Resident Evil like 100% opacity and the text is some stupid color that I can read. So,
Yeah, you put
um,
a wet glossy A4 behind black text and expect people to read it.
and people like, yeah, this is awesome. This is the best graphic design. This is layout. People conflate the word layout with graphic design all the time. In my opinion, it's not the same.
Yeah,
Um,
can I be bitchy for a second?
yeah, be bitchy, please.
So, fucking Eat the Reich won a bunch of rewards, a bunch of Ennies for interior layout and art. Um, or I think it was just interior art. And like, if you look at that book, it looks like they like designed like. Okay, I have a theory about that book, and I don't know if it's true. Uh,
Okay, please. 1 second. Can you repeat the name?
yes, Eat the Reich.
It's right. Okay. Grant Howitt. Hi, Grant. I will fight you.
Yeah,
My
I'm a bit of
God.
a bitch about this game because one I have a lot of writing disagreements with it, which I'm probably gonna
I
blog
mean,
about at some point. Um,
I think you are 100% right.
Yeah. And then the other side of it is my theory about it, which is that I think they had basically what I think happened is they had the artist make a bunch of like pages, basically like pages with like different sticky notes and like attachments and little bits and bobs, and then they like put the text into that. uh the reason why I think this is because there are some layout decisions that could only be explained by that, like some really weird like run-on things across pages, that like couldn't be explained by it being like two page. Um,
I mean, uh, this is from experience. Yes, it's something that we do, usually for simply because looks sometimes trump any other sort of accessibility.
mhm.
It's very true in JRPGs. I personally, well, from what I've seen, really like the looks of the right. Um, it's not necessarily anything that's new, but I like it. It's not the sort of game that I would define as the uh, top of actual layout design, but it's very good. I'm not gonna lie and say it's bad. I personally don't think it's bad.
That's fair. I definitely I have my issues with it, but I would have to give it a more thorough look to like point at specific things. Um,
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't want to like be like, what's the word? Fuck.
you're allowed to
I
disagree
don't
with
want
me.
to. I want to disagree with you, but not necessarily in a positional way. I'm actually meaning like from a graphic design standpoint, it's I think it's actually pretty fucking good.
Mhm.
From a accessibility layout
Right.
standpoint, yes, I see what you mean. And if we had to rate these things separately, they would probably have different scores. That's one of the things that I was actually meaning with that.
Hmm.
We call layout everything that's graphic design.
Yeah. Sure.
Layout is something very strict. Typesetting is something really like small of the project. And for example, my favorite part of graphic design is typesetting, but it's such a small part, such an insignificant part of what we consider good design in JRPGs that you wouldn't see me like calling myself the best graphic designer in this place because I specialize in like information design and um, typography, which is less important. There is games that have been praised for their information design, like Mothership, but again, it's not what's going to win you most prizes.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's definitely, yeah. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't get properly kind of split and meted out. Um, I'm realizing we've been talking for a bit. We should probably hop into the news. Um,
Let's do that. Anyways, there isn't much news, right?
yeah, I'm seeing people in the chat saying that I'm going to be doing a mind control TTRPG session, and I think you need to stop spreading those rumors. Stop spreading rumors that I'm doing TTRPG mind control sessions. Stop
I
spreading
don't
rumors
know
that
if
I'm doing
it's
TTRPG mind control sessions. Stop spreading. Okay, anyways.
I don't I don't know if it's anyone that's here present right here, but somebody liked a post that I made like years, fucking years ago. Let me find it. That is like something along here is like a post from one of those D&D engagement Twitter pages that says DMs. How do you deal with players metagaming? Hashtag D&D. And I quote tweeted with, I place them in a sensory deprivation tub for 48 hours. The water is inoculated with a strong sedative that mellows out the player and blocks their free will from kicking in for the next week or so. And I don't know if this is a coincidence or you guys are like huge perverts, which I'm all for. It could be both.
Yeah, yeah. God. Um,
Is it? I hope this person is in the chat. No,
I don't know. Either way, God bless. Oh, the doves. Oh, my birds. Oh,
no,
they're suffering.
no,
They're suffering so much right now.
no. What did you
Shh.
do?
The birds are back. The birds are here. Cordis, the bird, coming in from just fucking heaven. I don't know, like actual real life heaven. Cordis is fine, but Cordis is coming from heaven this time. Um, it's,
Fuck
uh,
yes.
fuck yes. Uh, Wait, you didn't take a sip with that. What the hell?
Oh, wait.
I
I
thought we
have
had a
to.
code.
I have to refuel. Wait a second. I hope that the mic gets it because. Did you hear that?
I did. I heard a sip.
Okay.
Awesome.
Ah, fuck yes.
Okay, awesome, great. Do you want to talk about? Let's talk about Dungeons and Dragons. Um,
The
so
game that we all love and nobody hates.
I love D&D. I'm not gonna get used to Polygon being green. Why is it green? Go back to pink, you fucking nerds. Anyways, we're talking about D&D Beyond.
That
With
that beholder has conjunctivitis. Pink. No, fuck. It's called pink eye. Fuck off.
it's okay. You can call it that.
Sorry. No. But I mean that you were saying that the eyes had to be like pink, and I was going to joke that the beholder
Oh,
has the same infection that I have right now, but the eyes are not pink.
right. Could I color could I can I color shift this so that it's the proper the proper old Polygon colors? Uh, that's close. Hang on.
That works for me.
Yeah, that's about right. All right, now it's correct. So,
Now
anyways, um,
we all have pink eye here.
we all have pink eye here. Um, Fucking article from Charlie Hall on Polygon. Using the D&D Beyond digital toolset is going to get worse before it gets better. Um, the basics of this are that if you wish to use the old version of a magic item or a spell that has been replaced by its 2024 counterpart, you will need to create a homebrew copy of it and enable homebrew content on your character sheet. Then you can add it to your character sheet. So they're not removing the old, like, 5e stuff, like the old like normal 5e stuff. It's just it's gonna take a lot more effort to get it, to change everything over. Um, my understanding is that there are some exceptions for this, but I can't really find. Uh, I don't really know. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's
the latest.
let's say, yeah, maintain your character sheet
Yeah,
options, spells, and magic items, um, and then you can select. But the initial intention to make you have to like put these things in as like a separate thing and copy text from like an existing database is fucking wild. Um, yeah, they did backtrack on it slightly, but I think it's like it's the sort of thing that has like immediately created kind of a crisis of faith uh and led to some version or edition wars stuff. I don't know. What do you think of this, Luna?
uh, I mean, I am red.
You
I
are.
am a communist. Um, but it's pretty fucking obvious. We have seen this before in live service games, where if you have anything that you bought online and it's only accessible with internet, that the corporation that's in charge will fuck you over the moment that they want to change anything. Um, in this case, it's pretty fucking weird, in my opinion, because tabletop RPGs have been like until now for the modern era one of those things that you cannot change with with an update, and like for real, unless I do anything short of going to your house and scribbling a dick on your D&D book, then I have zero control on the information that it shows.
Hmm.
But uh, as I think Linkodega had mentioned in their article, there is or there was in 2022 like 10 million fucking users of D&D
Hmm.
Beyond, which makes me think we're all fucked, but also that we are about to see, or we were about to see, uh, one of those, you know, um, loss of faith moments.
Yeah,
Uh, they
that's it.
they actually like backtrack so fast because people were fucking angry. It's like edition wars. I think it is fucking funny. It is fucking funny. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to anyone who's got like uh $100 million in D&D Beyond dice sets, but it is fucking funny. Sorry that you're
It
like
is.
using the one alternative for playing TRPG games that can be changed and fucked over by the corporation that makes it. Uh, yeah, and also it shows, in my opinion, I'm gonna be a little commie again. I'm gonna be a big commie again. Um, it shows that there is this fetishization, fuck, fetish, please help me.
Fetishization. Oh, I'm fucking it up now. Fetishization.
Fetish, fetishization of TTRPG products that you couldn't have before because now D&D is a lifestyle brand
Hmm.
and they want to get people hooked. They want to get people hooked, and they wouldn't have tried this if they didn't actually know that they could pull it off at least with a 50% chance of doing it. They
Some
backtracked,
clarification.
but it shows the sort of shit that they can and will try to do.
Yeah, the really funny thing is that Roll20 then posted basically like, "Hey, we're not doing this," which is really funny. Like, yeah, uh, other
It's
VTTs
fine.
have figured out not, how not to require you to fucking, uh, you know, dive
But
into
also,
the thing.
it's fucking weird for me because as far as I know, D&D Beyond works by buying the books,
Mm.
right? So you have access to the books that you bought, like a Steam library, let's say. So the items that you have access to are those from the books that you bought online. If they release D&D 2024 or whatever, and they had removed access to the old items, does that pretty much mean they fucked you over your copy of the old edition too?
Oh, for sure. I mean, the thing about digital goods is that like no one you don't own them, right? Like any game that you own on Steam can be taken away at any fucking time, which is crazy. I used to think WOTC doing weird updates wasn't such a big deal because you just have the old stuff, but yeah, it seems like they found a way to do planned obsolescence somehow. Yeah, like the fact that that was the plan, I think bodes pretty poorly for. I think especially how things are going to go with their other VTT sigil. Um, I suspect that things are going to be really fucky with sigil. I've been like pretty down on it as a thing, as like a toolkit. Um, because I want it to fail, like to be entirely transparent. But I do also think there's a lot about it that's like just kind of visibly a bit iffy, and I can see the way the Wizards of the Coast tries to penny pinch really fucking over everything they're doing, and hopefully it does, and hopefully eventually they reach a thing that they decide they have to do that they can't immediately backtrack, and people stop playing D&D as much because it's a fucking awful game.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, it's a fucking game, so it's not like we are wishing for the end of the world to come
Mm-hmm.
to these people. It's just they will have to realize that corporations are not your friends.
Play something
And
else.
uh, also, I've noticed there's a lot of people who are still very into D&D and who are like, yeah, we can criticize the corporation, while still enjoying the game. And my opinion is that if you care so much about the state of the game, the way people think about it, to like still play it and be like a big fandom type person, then what you're pretty much being set up for disaster. There's no amount of critical thinking that can take you out of it, you know?
Yeah. Um, we have a lot of questions coming in, so I think we might rush through the news. Um,
Yeah.
so the next thing is not actually this. Um,
Also, I just read one of the story chat. I usually try to read all the comments, but um, I don't have eyes today, except the
mhm.
googly eyes. One of the people mentioned like planned obsolescence for TRPG, and I agree. This might be it. This might be the way that we make games obsolete. Corporations, I mean, not we. We are
Yeah.
like lowly peasants.
No, that's very true. I agree. Um, the other thing is that Roll put out a video that's basically explaining how they are no longer under their like corporate overlords. They're going indie, led by one of their like main people. And they're talking about like they're trying to get back to like how they were when they were kind of more like a small Discord ran operation, which seems interesting. I don't really use Roll that much, and I don't really know like the history of Roll getting bought out and like corporatized and all that. But it's an interesting prospect, and I hope it goes well for them. And kind of in the same way that things seem to be going well for OMM with their Patreon stuff. Um, yeah, I don't know. This is a very VTT centric news day. Any thoughts
Yeah,
on any of that?
I don't use them.
Fair.
I was going to say that the one problem with the news today, and this is Will's fault, they got all the good news,
Yeah.
is that they are all like really VDG centered, and I don't use that. If it was for me, I'd rather be playing like in real life and slurping a good Coke. Ah, fuck yes,
Fuck yes. You need a good
with my
cope.
friends.
A good
You need
coke,
a
a
good
good
Coke
cope. Coking and coping and seething.
at the Dove Coke.
Yeah. Uh but yeah, good for them. I hope they do well. Um do you want to take 5 and then answer mail?
Let's take 5.
All right. We'll be right back and see you all in a little bit. Hello, everybody. We're back.
Hello, gamers.
We're gonna
Welcome back
answer.
to.
Go ahead. All right.
Ah,
Um, we have questions from our adoring fans. I think that there's a
my
lot of
minion.
these ones left over from last time that I think we're gonna save to the end, which I know is just gonna send them forward again. Sorry.
Ah,
Here's hoping we can get through all of these. Uh, a question from Will Yost. Uh, where do you get all your evil little ideas from? From Will. The people
okay.
want to know.
There is this thing called mental illness. It's
Mm.
like a little demon that sits in your pineal gland. It usually creates a lot of, bad feelings, but it also gives you ideas.
Mm.
And if you don't die before you're 20, it is pretty good for you.
Interesting.
That's a fucking lie. Mental illness is no joke. No, that was uh my ideas. Where I get my ideas, I don't know.
From the heavens.
I'm cool.
From the dark.
Um, from the dark. No, but for real, I think that mostly these days, whenever I'm writing, if it's not like you know, the usual inspiration from um doing a lot of Pinterest, um, I do think that I do a lot of working on my actual problems with art and stuff. So
Hmm.
my tip is have some problems. You will make stuff.
Yeah, I would agree. I'm in a similar role, but that question was not for me, so I will not answer. Um, up next, from Duck from Ulysses Duckler, um, are we all in the pocket of Big D20? Is D&D a giant psyop? Give me your best TTRPG conspiracy theories. Hmm.
Well, I think that, and this is gonna sound crazy, but the D20, the if I believe is a dodecahedron, it represents a multitude of triangles. And you know what's up with triangles? They are the image of the Illuminati.
Hmm.
So suddenly you have like 20 Illuminatis, and the number 20 is like two and then a zero. And you know what else has two? And they are kind of shaped like zeros? My titties.
So
So
true.
basically, this was all like a plot from Big Deal 20 to show you my double D's.
Fucked up. That's
Yeah, it's
crazy.
fucked up. Yeah, it's
I would
fucked up.
say if I were to, this is kind of a serious conspiracy theory, which is that I think if you heard, I think that there are conversations that happen behind the scenes between like the powerful men in TTRPGs that would like disgust you if you heard them. Uh, like I don't think you can explain a lot of the decisions that are made in this industry otherwise. I think there's a lot of Zionism. I think there's a lot of like uh, a lot of like especially discrimination against trans femmes. Uh, and I don't think a lot like I think a lot of that stuff like the latter is more like kind of insidious and kind of interwoven. Um, but I do think that there's a lot of like direct Zionism and pro militarism and like you know a lot
Okay.
of evil in the industry that I think goes
I
pretty
wanted to say
unaddressed.
something other than my breasts. That is the one conspiracy in the whole world that isn't somehow uh, basically bigoted against a minority.
Mm-hmm.
But also, but what I want to say, like for real, is that if I wanted to give an actual conspiracy theory that I could believe about TRPGs, it would go on those lines of the involvement of the military complex. Oh no, yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna like actually talk about it because the last time I even mentioned anything like this, I wasn't even making a conspiracy. I was pointing out that being in the military and playing games about killing people is kind of, makes sense. But
Mhm.
also, like, I was told that I was like implying that the indie games world was being like, that there was like a COINTELPRO kind of stuff. Like we had actual psyop, actual
God.
double agent stuff. No, I'm not saying that. That's stupid. But it's true. And what you were saying, that there is like, I don't think that there is like a cabal. I don't think that there is an actual anti-LGBT trans femme coalition of DRPG people. It's just the simple truth that we live in a world where people in power have those opinions.
Yeah, it's like a
And more if they work in the fucking military.
a cis gay man who was in the military and like a poor trans woman could release the same exact game, uh, and like a and like submit it to an award show, and the one from the cis gay military guy would get it, uh, and it wouldn't even be like a conversation. It wouldn't be uh, oh, but this one's made by a trans woman. No, like it's more insidious than that. It's just the decision making process, like who gets rejected, who gets accepted by things. Um, and it's fucked up.
You know what else is shaped like a pyramid? The fucking Diana Awards could be.
Oh shit.
Oh fuck.
Oh fuck. Guys. Got hang on, wait. Guys. Holy shit. Anyways, that's a good one. Uh, I don't know. Do you know about Treasures, Realms, and Guys?
What?
God fucking damn it. Doc, stop sending questions about my fucking niche teacher of G theory shit. Um, I'll let you do this just on vibes. Treasures, realms, guys, marry, fuck, kill.
I am super confused. What?
I, okay, hang
What?
on. Let me let me explain. Uh, why do you fucking duck duck
Duck. You're grounded.
duck? You're going away forever. Here, I'm actually just gonna I'm gonna send this to you, and then I'll put it. I'll just like browser it. Um, where would this image even be on my computer? Duck is my precious time. Um uh fuck. I I don't even know where this image is. Treasures Realms guys. Here we go. Treasures Realms guys. Okay. So look at this. Look at this image. I made a whole blog about this, but like this is the basic theory.
Look
So
at this photograph.
look at this photograph. All the guys will make me laugh. Um, Alright, I forgot that I flipped the colors. Let me turn that off. Okay. So this is Treasures, Realms, and Guys.
Okay,
Treasures are objects, basically. Realms are like places. Guys are characters. And the idea is like,
I understand
you can
now.
make a robust like TTRPG like by thinking about the mechanical implications of these three elements and how they interact with each other. That's kind of the
Okay, okay,
main theory, and also just it's an argument for setting specific games, right? Um,
okay.
the question being, marry, fuck, kill, out of
Yes.
treasures, realms, and
This
guys.
way. Okay, first I'm gonna preface this with I am mostly, when it comes to my preferences, uh, a more sci-fi type person. I don't play too much sci-fi, but my favorite games usually are either sci-fi or modern investigative kind of thing. So usually my stuff tends to go for guys number one.
Mm-hmm.
I love guys. I'm always trying to make the worst guy possible in the best manner possible. Then realms, my second favorite, because places that are
Compliments.
fucked up are amazing. And treasures are usually less important because what I'm going to get, like fucking cell phone, it's 2024. Anyways, and I'm not usually the fantasy kind of person, so
Goblin said something
I would
insane in my chat. I'm so sorry.
I
You
would
can
marry the guy,
yeah,
fuck the realms, and kill the treasures.
that's good. I don't think you can say that on Twitch, but I'll allow you to say that in my chat.
What?
Fuck. Goblin said something
What?
insane. Okay, I'm reading a message that
Mm,
Goblin
oh,
said. This is not my opinion. D&D for the troops. Instead of rolling dice, you run your car in idle in a closed garage. It's the hot new
no!
game, only for active service. You can't say that. You
You
cannot
can
say
say
that.
that.
I'm quoting a message that Goblin sent. You can
I'm
say that in my
looking
chat, but you cannot say that on
at the
Twitch, I'm pretty
camera.
sure. I don't want to get banned. Holy fucking shit. Jesus Christ. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna calm down. Oh, more of a LARP than a
God damn it!
TTRPG. Okay, I'm gonna give my opinion on this. No, you can say stuff. You don't need to tone it down. I'm just warning. I'm warning you from a Twitch perspective, not from a my chat perspective. You can say whatever you want in my chat. I just can't promise that Twitch won't ban you for it. Um, treasure. I'd fuck treasures. I'd marry guys, and I. Well, no. Well, yeah, no. I'd marry guys and I'd kill realms. Because I want to fuck inanimate objects because I think it's like it's a fun concept.
The books again.
Yeah. Uh, want to marry? I like a character. I like to know a character well, and a realm. I'm like, well, I want to kill a realm in the sense that I want to like fuck it up really bad. Like I want to like make it nasty. Uh,
Yeah,
I want to put a dagger in it. Okay,
like
that's
the U.S. Army people.
yeah. I'm looking for oil. Um, uh, This is a good question. Pick a funky, fresh playlist slash album to do TTRPG design edit slash editing work to. Hmm. I've been listening a lot to Vashti Bunyan's "Just Another Diamond Day" recently, which is a 1970s Vashti
I
album. Um,
freaking love Vashti.
yeah, I find it very like peaceful and like reflective and like pastoral, in a way that's like really and I think naive too in a way that like makes writing very easy. Like it's a it's a very like uncynical album, in a way that like uncynical but very like robust and beautiful in a way that like makes it really easy to like get into a good mindset, especially for writing fantasy, because it's very like Tolkienic in some ways. I think kind of intentionally, despite the fact that it's about literal things that happened. Um, yeah, that would be mine. You
Do I have
gotta
to say something?
yeah, if you want to.
I don't listen to music.
Fair. No
I only
music.
listen to the screams of my enemies.
The screams of your enemies. Good. Uh, Dux has generously offered to repeat a question from Will's episode if you'd like. Specifically, uh, with so many licensed games recently, if you had one franchise you could stop from being made into a mediocre TTRPG, what media property would you spare from the fate of massive Kickstarter into sloppy 5e conversion?
Okay, joke, kinda joking, the Neopets one,
Mm-hmm.
but my actual real answer is, I don't know if you know it. There is this indie video game called Hypnospace Outlaw. It's a
Yes.
short story kind of game.
Love that game.
Um, I love that game. Um, like a year ago, I became mutuals with the creators, uh, and like I don't know how it came, but I we were like having a conversation in a thread, and I said something like, "I really hope that if you ever do a JRPG, never do it like 5e, never do
Mhm.
Outlaw 5e. And yeah, and that really hurts thinking about. So that's the real answer.
Yeah, Hypnospace Outlaw really doesn't make sense as 5e, and like I really hope
It doesn't really make sense as a JRPG, but if it
I
had to be a JRPG, please don't make it a one of those systems.
I'll give you my pitch for a Hypnospace RPG, which is actually uh, I had this idea a while back that wasn't a Hypnospace thing, but like I think you could do this as Hypnospace, which is you're not a detective. It's a hidden role TTRPG where you are all uh creating like pages or like posts in like a Google Doc or on paper or even just like verbally, um, and you're trying to figure out like uh, you're both like trying to play your character earnestly, but then also trying to figure out like who is playing who. Um, I guess you couldn't do verbally. This would be a written thing, um, written or typed. But yeah, I think there's something fun there, but also that's not very hypnospacey. You know, it's kind of its own thing. Anyways, um, I was just thinking about that because that's the thing that Wayne Radio TV did at one point, and it was a very fun like thing that they didn't make to be a game, but wound up being a game. Um, anyways, we have an email from Allison Kotzig. Um, Hello and thank you. Firstly, I want to thank Luna for their amazing Twitter presence, which brings me joy. And then we have 3 questions from Allison. Um, what is your favorite?
Hello, Alison.
Oh, sorry. Uh,
No, she said hello.
oh, yeah. What is your favorite type slash genre of game, please? Hmm.
Yes, I already mentioned it like in the last question, but I prefer sci-fi or investigative, like kind of Call of Cthulhu type shit.
Hell yeah. Um,
And if it comes to the big question of system matters, I am more. I have a more OSR tendency in gameplay.
fair. I really like Gonzo Fantasy, and for game system, I really like something that is narratively focused, but like crunchy, like has like conceptual crunch. I don't like things that are like I don't like a really simple PBTA or BOB. I feel like I needed to have like some sort of freakiness to it, or like advancement or progression or some weird like bookkeeping stuff. I like when things are a little dense. Um, any favorite solo games? Still from Allison. Solo
Okay, the thing is, I don't really play solo games. Uh, so sorry about it. Um, yeah, I have no experience in this side of the sphere.
Fair. I also honestly don't really play solo. I I mean there's an archive of me playing Wanderhome solo. I did a little bit of that. That was fun. But that's not really a solo game. Like it's directly. Yeah, I'd have to think. I don't really. Whatever Armando's making right now. That's what we'll go with. uh, uh, I think this person is mistaken. I'm gonna rephrase this because I think this person had a little fucky wucky. Um, uh, how does being yeah how does being Argentinian impact your ability to make money in the TTRPG scene? Because I learned it's difficult to get packages slash paid, etc.
Did they mistake me for a Brazilian, right?
Yes, that was the yeah.
Oh no, I know, I knew it. The truth is, well, I am Argentinian. my heart is Brazilian
Hmm.
because I love them so much. And also, please, Senor Lula, help us kill our I mean, don't kill him. If the
Have a
FBI is
conversation
listening to this, have a conversation in Minecraft.
in
Um,
Minecraft.
I mean, the truth is, it does affect me, but it's like, you know, mm, it's like a double-edged sword because on the one hand, the dollar, the main currency that TRPG people have access to, is really powerful here. So basically, I'm a drug lord in my country. But it's also like, I have less of a cultural connection to the people making games. I have less of a, you know, there's more of a language barrier, even though if I consider myself fluent in English, uh, people tend to like, and from my experience, this is like for real. I have a way of speech and writing that is maybe not as accessible to people who only speak English and mostly have like you know, a less poetic way of reading or speaking. I have a lot of rapport and understanding with people like from the Philippines, from Brazil, and shit, because we all talk like we are giving some sort of poem all
Hmm.
the time. We understand each other. But I've been told, yeah, you run the sentences too long, for example, and I don't like the way English speaking people run their sentences so short. I don't like the way English words have so little information in them. So, and also the passive voice is okay, guys. If you are an editor and you correct my passive voice, I will destroy you. But jokes aside, I think that it tends to make uh, the chances for getting writing kind of jobs less likely. I started writing for the RPGs, not doing design, even though if that was my day job, because I liked it. But it's harder for me. I'm gonna be like absolutely 100% true to you.
Hmm.
You could also say it's a skill issue. I will accept it. It means that I don't 100% dominate this language. I accept it. Um, but then, yeah, the thing is, I get paid in dollars, which is amazing. But the work here, I only get them from people from abroad. I will never get a job for TRPG from people here, so it's less
Yeah.
stable. Yeah, it's a lot less stable. And if I could, they wouldn't be able to pay me as much for my work as people from outside because here I can maintain a pretty okay type of living by working like a normal person. And I'm pretty much disabled, so that means a lot. If I had to work for wages, for the wages here, I would be fucking dead because for real, they don't pay you enough, especially if you're
Yeah.
disabled in any capacity. And then also, for the last one is I just can see through all the weird shit that Americans and Europeans do culturally. All the chauvinism drives me nuts. I have to be really patient and silent sometimes. And if you're my friend, I will tell you if you're being weird about, you know, world stuff because I see people saying all sorts of weird shit and I had to act like, yeah, this is bad, but I won't call you out because I need a job. So it's like that. That's it, and it's that way with any person from any country that isn't within U.S. and Europe,
Yeah. That makes a lot of
unless
sense.
you're rich
I've
or
heard
very
very.
white.
Oh, sorry. I've
No,
heard very
no.
similar from other folks. But yeah, I it's good to know these things, and it's good to be aware of these things. I think, um, and uh, people should give you money also. So I'll reiterate
Yeah.
that. Smiles. Oh God. Tone shift, I guess. We have one question from VIP question asker, aka Goblin, aka Skippity Bobbum Dada. Um, who's the Donald Trump of TTRPG? Ah, fuck. Mm.
Everybody knows that Donald Trump, the RPG, it's me. I grow my ears back.
Yeah, grow
I
yours,
mean,
man.
if I had to say it, probably, mm, I have an internet persona that it's not like me for real. Everybody knows that. Uh, I'm more of a heel kind of wrestling character on Twitter. I wouldn't be Trump. I am more like a, um, kind of villain kind of character.
Yeah, kind of
The
a devious
Trump,
character, an imp.
the Trump of the RPG. Oh fuck. Uh, the thing is, I think people in the RPG tend to have like very nice hairstyles,
Mm.
and all the Republicans, I have them blocked. So, actually, the worst part, the people who are like bigots that who would be Republicans in the RPG tend to be like super Nazis. There's no in
Right.
between. There's no like normal centrist guys. You go to the comments in the reply sections for the D&D 2024 announcements, and the guys there, they are like they would make Goebbels blush. They are fucking horrible. They are people that they're not. They're bad.
Yeah, like Trump is a racist piece of shit, and he's also like
Yeah.
a weird socialite fop in a lot of ways that I think like American Republicans aren't fully aware of, or at least like can't seem to see. Right? They see him as like a manly man, but he's like he's kind of a jester. Like he's kind of a fucking
Yeah.
he's kind of a he's a little gay with it. I'm sorry to say. Uh, I'm not claiming
Okay.
him, but I'm just saying. So Adam Coble. All right, next question. Uh,
Oh fuck!
anyways, we're gonna go back
I
to
can tell
more.
you one thing: the Thatcher of the RPGs is the avatar of compassion herself, Satin Phoenix. This
No,
is a joke
fuck, no, no.
because she's a girl
Scary.
boss,
Yeah, she's a girl boss. That's
just like
true.
Thatcher.
She's a she's really a genius. Um. Okay, so we have more questions from Goblin. We have a little bit of time left. We have like a half hour. Uh. Uh, Next from Goblins, thoughts on simulationist TTRPGs? As a baseline, my most likely flawed understanding of simulationism is that the rules and writing are more focused on emulating the functioning of a fictional world rather than constructing narrative beats or a strong combat loop. Um,
Hmm.
it's an interesting thought. I'm trying to think of games that are in that wheelhouse.
Do you want me to begin, or do you
Yeah, go
want
ahead.
to?
I still have to think about it.
Well, uh, my personal opinion, I don't like them too much. As I've said, I'm more of a more loosey goosey, kind of hand wavy kind of player, and probably GM. But as a designer, I understand the reason why these games that try to simulate not the reality but the sensation, the feelings of playing a different kind of media, of experiencing another kind of media, I understand it. I actually think that these are better suited for solo, more or more board gamey kind of games. Um, there's nothing wrong with it. There's always someone who's going to act like you're Satan for enjoying this kind of thing. Um, I don't personally like them too much, but I understand the appeal, such as I understand the appeal of all the other games that I don't play.
Yeah, fair. I like a simulationist element every once in a while, but yeah, it's not really my wheelhouse. I tend to prefer things that are more narrative. I do really like Against the Apocalypse, which is made by Oleander Garden, as a like complete rejection of narrative. Like I think that there are really fun like kind of argumentative points of exploration for it, but not really many actually fun games that that you can play, which I think is really the problem with that.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. Next, another from Goblin. How do you keep a mechanically dense game without making the players want to rip out their teeth with pliers? AKA, how do you keep up the pace? Hmm.
Can you repeat the first part?
Yes. I think it's meant to be how do you keep a game mechanically dense without making the players want to rip their teeth out with pliers?
As a GM or as a designer?
I don't know. This is the question that I've
Well,
received, unfortunately.
um, I think that as a GM, it's gotta be like knowing how and when to invoke the rules. Because, sorry, I'm that piece of shit that plays loosey goosey, but I think that not necessarily, I'm not gonna say the old adage that rules get in the way of fun. That's not true. I don't think that rules are good, but I know from personal, experience that uh, rules don't have to be invoked all the time. If you're gonna play one of those games that has a lot of rules, it's gonna save you a lot of time because sometimes people just want to see the cool thing happen, and the cool thing happening usually is comes before the cool thing happening with the rules. If the rules let it happen, then that's amazing. But if you don't want people tearing their fucking teeth out, you gotta, as a designer, you gotta let them, the players, have an opportunity to like rest some kind of respite from the rules.
Yeah, I
Um,
totally agree.
and also, it's pretty much. I almost started speaking Spanish.
It's
For
okay.
me, it's pretty important to understand that not all games have the same audience. Your game is not going to be played by everyone, and every single choice that you make is the one. These choices that you make when designing are the ones that create the game for real. That give you the style. The thing that people go for is the style of your game. Those are choices that you have to make. You cannot create the game that everyone wants to play. And so, if you want to make the game dense in mechanics, you gotta accept that there's a big bunch of people that you will never reach, that they will never play your game. Or if they do, they're gonna do the D&D thing where they don't roll the dice. And
Yeah,
that's basically designing for no one. And you gotta accept that.
I think a lot of hmm, I think that okay, this is gonna sound really weird. I think that there's like almost a liberal or reactionary strand of like understanding games where it's like any game can be good if you run it properly. And like that's not the case. Like there are like foundational things that like happen in the design process that like can
I
make the game
understand.
bad. Um and I think that does come from like a similar urge to people being like no, the system's good, people just need to use it properly, right? When like this, when talking about like real life systems, right? um but Yeah, that's kind of I definitely agree with you, Luna. Like I think it's a thing of like giving that respite, giving a half second to think about it. I think any game can be good for the right people. I don't know about good. I fun maybe, but not good. Uh, I happen to disagree with that. Next is flowcharts in TTRPGs. Just thought of that. Literally got nothing else. Yeah, pretty cool. Good visual. Like if you need them, I think they can be good for understanding rules. What do you think about flowcharts, Luna?
It's kind of contentious, in the world of design, there is this idea that if you can show stuff with images, then that's better than showing it with words. Um, I think that might be true. The problem is that a flowchart is neither of those. It's like a
Mm.
hybrid. And sometimes people get really, sometimes you will see this in like uh, fan adventures made for Mothership, where people want to take that idea that the original game is using like space and graphics very, you know, expertly. They want to do that, but yeah, that means yeah, I'm gonna fucking add a fucking flowchart. And um, the thing is like you really have to think what you are putting um in there, because sometimes it's way better to just write it out, just write a fucking paragraph.
Yeah,
Um, because when you have a flowchart, you have to really make it for when there is like ramification, like the separation of different uh, stuff happening, because you know it's actually worse for reading because you're doing like small blocks of text that are less readable. And if you have to read one and then you read the following that's below, and then you have to do a saccade, the moving your eyes upwards or right or left to find the next box, or the one that isn't next but is the one that's besides, that actually makes information retrieval worse, in my opinion.
that's fair.
Um, but if you make them cute, then you have my approval, because sometimes things aren't made for accessibility purpose, they are just for looking cute.
See,
Like
I
for
would argue.
example,
Oh, sorry.
in Going Mail, there is a flowchart that, in my opinion, is not 100% necessary, but it has these tiny drawings made by Evelyn that are beautiful, and the flowchart needs to be there just because of the tiny drawings that my girlfriend really enjoyed, my mother really enjoyed, and okay, that's it.
Hell yeah. I would
Hell
almost
yeah.
argue that a lot of. I think if your game is very procedural, like I think if your game has like a procedure, I think a flowchart can be useful. Like I think of something like Fellowship, where it's like you have like journeys into challenges uh into downtime, and like I don't think that's complex enough to justify a flowchart, but I can definitely see some situations that justify a flowchart. But I think a flowchart should be secondary. Like I think you should have the information first, and then if you want to have a flowchart, then you should
Yes,
um,
yes, yes.
having like
Yes,
paragraph first, and then flowcharts is like a helpful like mnemonic.
100%.
Yeah. Um. Okay. And then fine. Oh, actually, hang on. There's two more. Uh, Ethics of stealing mechanics from an annoying prick's games. Like stealing from 4chan weirdos, is it a poisoned well? It depends. IMO.
Ah, do it. There's rarely anything in this place that is 100% new. Do it. Don't even mention them. Don't even say it's from a fortune guy. It's just you had a dream where a D20 visited you and told you about this mechanic. Just do
Yeah.
that.
And you kissed it on the mouth, and you had a
Yeah.
sloppy make out. Yeah.
Fuck yes.
Yeah, no, I agree. You can. I will say, like, the only thing that I'll add is, like, you can do it ethically. It might not make your game good. Like, think about why the person who made this thing believes the other things they believe,
Oh, for real.
right? And think about like where that will lead you design wise. But mostly
Also,
you can have fun with that.
I believe that you found this in, I don't know, Fortune. How good can it be?
Right.
I mean, I don't mean it like as an insult to anyone. I really mean it. Like if I found something on Twitter, it's like the internet user, the average internet user is not a fucking genius. It's a person like you, and so like they could have come up with this that you think it's genius, but you could have come up with something similar on your own terms. That's why I mean you should probably steal it and never mention it because everything is so there's so much convergent evolution in this field.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
yeah.
Um. How to keep a world feeling alive without piling. Sorry. How do you keep a world feeling alive without piling on too much work for the GM? Could some stuff be split between players? I mean, not to bring up Fellowship again, but that does do that. A lot of the world is a lot of the lore is established by players in a very fun way in that.
Well, I don't necessarily think that giving some of the GM work to the players is gonna be better.
Hmm.
Not necessarily. The truth is, first, have you asked your GM if they like or dislike having all the work? Because there's people who actually GM just because they have to do all this work. Like the game for them is all the prep, all the nasty things. But I personally think that some of the biggest moments in the game are when they do the critical role thing where they ask you, then what happens next? And that's cool. I think that's the simplest way. What do you guys think? It's very simple. Um, I don't think that it makes the world feel more alive. I think it makes the game fun. The world, I don't personally think that it's very important that the world feels alive because we're all coming together to play a fucking game, you know? Um, so we're here to have fun with the game, not necessarily weave a story, weave a world. I don't, I wouldn't know how to respond with like a 100% sincere answer for how to make a world, TRPG world, feel more alive in game in while playing because I wouldn't care about it. Like I don't really care if my GM pulls off a quantum ogre. I'm here to play. If you're asking like from a you know from a world building aspect from when you're designing a game, the truth is you gotta not make a bible out of stuff. um, if you make too much information, you are gonna attract like mostly the people who are sickos, who are like
Yeah.
the 100% fans of your world. If you take a little bit of that, then you have more space for people who want to think and imagine the little spaces that they want to fill up. That's like the Elden Ring people. And then if you don't add any world building, any sort of shit, then you have like basic OSR stuff. That's yeah, we're playing just to kill skeletons. Um, the middle ground is my favorite. If you do the other one, the one with the Bible, then it's probably there's probably no point in making it any better for the GM because the GM is coming here to play in your world, in the world that's a Bible, the world that needs prep,
I didn't need.
right?
You managed to walk us right into talking about the lore shit that I didn't want to talk about on the show.
I'm so sorry.
No, no,
No,
no, no, no.
I don't care
I
about
say
lore.
this. I say this as a joke. To be clear, I'm fine with talking about it. I've just been running from it because I'm like I don't. It's such a loaded like it's one of those things of like people from completely different communities like
Yeah.
talking past each other.
Yep.
I think you're so right. I really like the middle ground of like some things are filled in and some things aren't. Um, I think that's really strong. One thing that I'll add in terms of was this about GMing or was this about design? Uh,
That was the question. That's why I kind of try to
I
cover
think
everything
I think this is a design question.
so far.
Something I've done in Sapphic World is during breaks, during downtime, there are a couple of like things that the GM can do using mana, which you get from player failures from like any six or lower, um, that give players the opportunity to answer questions about the world as it is, the world as it might be in the future. Also, like play as characters in scenes that are happening away from them. And I think those like little kind of eye like eye and mind opening events. I think Armor Stir also does this really well. Um, it is difficult to like take a person from D&D and say, okay, you're gonna play your character for most of the time, but you're also gonna play some freaks like who aren't your character
But
every
yeah.
once in a while. But it is like maybe one of the best like role playing skills you can develop. Uh, because it makes play so much more fascinating. I think about like I think some of the best APs that I've seen had people like Friends of the Table has this, Adventure Zone has this, had people had players like taking like basically inventing characters who weren't there
Yeah.
previously. Like, just being like uh yeah, there's a guy in the audience who's like but where's my cheese? Like, like whatever. Like just having the gall to be like uh I'm going to take space as a character that's not my own in this moment. I think is really
Yes.
strong and really
Okay.
a really good
That's a
thing
good
to have as
one.
a player. And I think any game that helps develop that is good.
I don't have experience with games that give you like mechanical rules to do that, but yeah, that's what something I really enjoy is like when we just play and we make stuff up, and um it's sometimes it's as simple as saying, as I mentioned, yeah, what do you guys think? Come up with something. Maybe one of the players makes an off comment like trying to be fun, but you say, yeah, that sounds cool. Let's make that joke real. Let's do it. Not real, I mean, unless you are killing your players, but
Yeah, I think that there's definitely a tendency for like I think D&D is a game that teaches you to stay within yourself in a really
yep.
sometimes toxic way. Like it is a game that is like you are a guy, you have these limited things that you can do. You need to stay within these boundaries and like improvisation is not about uh improvisation is about putting on a mask and it's not about like disappearing from yourself. And I think like some of the most fun I've had at a table has been that more ascendant, crazy, as you say, like saying
Yes.
like, "Hey, what if this happened?" and then deciding it happens. It's wonderful, and I think like any game, I think making games that encourage that sort of like leaning in and leaning out of yourself is good, and people should do it. Uh,
I think that
yeah.
this is very weird, but I can see this working when if the you had a game where there is like a mechanical rule for your character, not your character, but for playing more than one character at the same time, like in war games. Like
Hmm.
if people felt more compelled to play more than one character at the same time with the same mechanical intensity that they do their usual one character, that could be really great. Even if it is like something like off on session, maybe a secondary character is good for when, your main character gets in jail or something, but for real.
Yeah, I very much agree. Um, that's all the questions that we have, and that's pretty much all the time we have.
Phew.
Oh, thank
One last
you,
thing.
Luna. Thank you so much for coming on. Is there anything that you want to share with folks?
Okay.
I've already shared some of your stuff. Is there anything else you'd like to share with folks and direct folks towards?
Yes. Um, pay me money and Death to the USA. That's my eyes.
These are my eyes now.
My eyes.
Okay, I'll put your eyes back. Yeah,
Thank you.
death to it. Um, uh, hell yeah. Hang on, let me post that, let me post that Ko-Fi again. Because give Luna money. Give Luna money for being on here. Um,
For real, I can work for you.
yeah,
I'm
or
the worst person ever, but
pay Luna
I
for
do work.
working. Please do. Um, we're gonna raid Poke's Crypt. He's playing Yakuza 8. Go say hi. And yeah, bye everyone.
Bye, everyone. Bye,
Remember,
gamers.
if you don't like what you see, you can change it. It's up to you, really. Goodbye, good luck, and have fun!